this is something, you know, we've done it all the time. We've done it on the boat. We've done it here at home because it's something that, you know, just has to get done. We've been doing a lot of shark fishing. So you got to make shark rigs, and we've been burning through a lot of shark rigs too. So again, big shout out to Ghost Hunter who bought me more shark hooks. They're on their way. He's been talking about it and telling me about it, so I do appreciate that very much. And but you know, I'm just kind of burning through the last of my hooks. I ended up salvaging a bunch of swivels from old rigs, so I don't have to, you know, just burn through all my swivels too. So you guys can get a really good look at exactly how I make my shark rigs. Here I got our wire out right here, some heavy shark wire. This is number 12 wire, and I like to use at least 2 feet of wire for my leaders here. Usually I do 2.5 to 3 feet of wire, and the reason for that is because there are big sharks out there, and the last thing that you want is for a shark to swallow your whole leader. And you know, if you end up hooking a 15-foot shark, that thing, you know, its stomach is going to be more than 3 feet away from its mouth. So if it gets your bait down into its stomach, there's a chance it's going to cut you off. So I never want to use like a little 1.5 leader like this. You know, I want it to be nice and long. Just in case we get a real one, everybody. So here we go. So what I want to do, people, I'm going to stand up. I'm wearing a white shirt on purpose. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to refocus it so that you guys can hopefully see everything really good that I'm doing here in front of the camera. So here is our wire. That's not really great focus. Let me see if I can dial this in. Get there, getting worse. That's not bad there. We can try that. So here we go. We have our long leader. To break my wire, I don't cut it with clippers. That's definitely not what you want to do. Because then it's going to be very, very sharp on either end. So what I want to do is kind of just bend it over and kink it. I want to kink your wire. Just like that. That's really good. And then if I bend it back the other way, it's going to be easy to break. You just have to kind of bend it back and forth a couple times. And there it goes. Just like that. And now these are actually nice and smooth. There's basically no way that I could poke myself and cut myself. And that's something that you will notice if you end up, you know, cutting your wire. You're going to end up poking yourself and bleeding somewhere along the way. So we have our long piece of wire. I have to back way up here to show you guys, but take your swivel. You want to get your swivel first. This here is a big swivel. I think it's rated for about 350 pounds. Here, let me get this microphone up a little bit for myself. This swivel is rated for about 350 pounds. And my heaviest shark rod is 100-pound test. So this is basically overkill, but I like it. I don't want my swivel to be failing. And you want to use a large swivel because if you're using too small of a swivel, it can actually dig into your line, into your mono, and weaken your mono. So a nice big swivel is what you want for when you're using heavy mono for big fish. So here's our wire. Put it on through our swivel. And basically I want to kind of measure out, you know, maybe I'll leave 3 inches on one end, and that's what I'm going to be using for making my twists. I'm still watching Chad, everybody, but you guys seem to be intently watching what I have going on here. So you grab it on either side here. Kind of, you don't want to kink it, but you kind of want to bend it. And I like to basically make a loop. And then I want to kind of make it tighter and tighter and tighter as it goes down. And then I get my finger in there and I kind of just give it some loose twists. That's how I get it started. That's basically it. Because you got to start somewhere. So now, the key is these 2 lines here at the end. You have your tag end here and your main line. So what you want to do is you want to bend them out at actually like a V from each other. You want them to be almost like a 90-degree angle off of each other, like that. You want them to be a V. And then you can get in there with your fingers. Let me see if I can't get this sideways. And you want to maintain that V shape and just kind of grab it real tight and give it a tight twist. You want to go half twist at a time. Maintain that V, and these are going to end up being really, really close, tight twists. And the key is to wrap these 2 around each other. That's why I have that V. You don't want one to be straight and to be wrapping the other around, you know, the straight one. You want them to be wrapping around each other. Like that. This is called a haywire twist, by the way, everybody. And these twists that I'm doing right now are the important ones. This is what's going to be holding the force of your shark. So again, I still have that V shape coming off of here. And if you start to lose that V, you can just go ahead and remake it. You know. Again, boom. Half twist. V. Half twist. Make your V. Another half twist. Boom. And by, you know, I already have quite a few there of those twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. That really should be enough. So what I'm going to do from here is kind of straighten out my main line and get my tag end coming off at a 90-degree angle to my main line. Let me show you how. You just want to give it like one more twist and kind of bring out your main line and get that tag end coming off at a 90-degree angle. And then you can go ahead and make nice tight barrel twists with that tag end. So you see right now I'm actually spinning one around the other. I'm not spinning them both around each other. And this is just how you finish it off. Boom, 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 boom. Keep it going. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Just like that. I'm cool with it. I will definitely take this. That looks good to me. Something like that. I mean, yeah, it's not perfectly straight, but you can see that it's nice and twisted up around itself. And that is all that it needs. So, and then you just have this tag end. And again, you do not want to cut that off with pliers or anything like that. All you got to do is bend it back and forth, which can be hard when it's small. You just kind of get your finger in there, bend it back and forth. We'll get there. Bending it, bending it. You see now it kind of wants to go. And off it falls. So then, as that tightens up, this loop is going to kind of get more streamlined and fall into place. And that's it. We got a tight connection on our swivel, everybody. Let's go. We got a tight connection on our swivel. Let's go. And we got our shark hook, everybody. How about that for a shark hook? This is one that we've used before. You can even see that it kind of has, it's missing a little bit of, it's been scratched up a little bit. This one has seen the inside of a shark before. There you go. Chat is more focused than Drew, says GCG. Yo, Fromaster, how's it going? Save replay in the place too. Yeah, save replay. Here, let me zoom out for a second. Let me talk to you guys again for a second. Wait for it. There we go. There we go. So yeah, so I'll tell y'all also that there is a learning curve for twisting wire. This is number 12 wire. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy wire, everybody. So you might want to start with number 5. Number 5 wire is what I usually use for drift fishing anyways, for, you know, kingfish and most toothy fish. I'll go a little heavier if I'm going for wahoo or big barracudas, and I'll go a little lighter if I'm going for smaller mackerel. But number 5 wire is like my standard go-to wire. And you know, you want to, it's the same process. You make the loop, you make the loose twist, you make the tighter twist, and then you make the barrel rolls. So and then once you get familiar or comfortable with 5, you can move up to maybe 7. And then once you get up over 7, that wire starts to get hard, and it gets more difficult. So number 12 is what I usually use, and I've tried using heavier for sharking lately, and it's harder to twist above 12 for me. So I'm pretty comfortable. All right, people. So we did it. We made our wire. We twisted our wire up. Let's go ahead and finish the deal. We might as well finish the deal off and get our 400-pound mono. We can, oh, where are my crimpers? My crimpers are in the other room, so I can grab those. But here, I got it. Boom. A brand new pack of 400-pound monofilament. I had to get it myself because they don't have this on Amazon. The 400-pound line, they don't have, I don't think they have any line heavier than 400. They have outrigger line, which is way, 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 way harder. It's like stiff. So no, I had to go ahead and pick this up on my own, which is totally cool. Nice. Game reverse. Yeah, it has been ridiculous hot. But I also noticed that there was some really nice coolness on the breeze today. So, yeah. Winter is coming, people. I don't know if y'all can feel it wherever you are, but I'm starting to be able to feel it here. All right, so here we go. Our 400-pound line. Again, I'm going to go ahead and stand up so I can get this going. And I want 15 feet, 1-5. So, back to it. Shark hook. Swivel. 15 foot of 400-pound monofilament leader. Next thing we need is a crimp, because you're not going to be able to tie knots in 400-pound line, so you got to use a crimper, which really isn't that bad. It's actually kind of easier than tying knots. So have your line, you put your crimp on there, and this is going to be difficult because there's like little, it's not really flat. You see how it's kind of pointy on the ends there? I'm going to kind of try to smooth that out and make it just so it's easier to get into the crimp. So get that there. Maybe cut it at a slight angle. That should be a lot better. And that's going to allow me to put this through my crimp. Where'd my crimp go? Here it is. Boom, right through there. This is really pretty simple, to be honest. And then we can get our rig here. This is the swivel that we twisted onto wire that's attached to our shark hook. Get it through there. Want to fold this thing right on back through the crimp. Just like that. Can you see it? Obviously that loop is way too big, so I can kind of shrink that down. Shrink it down, shrink it down. Something like that. The problem that I have with this, to be honest, is I do not like that little tag end sticking out the bottom. I don't know if you guys, how well you guys can see how there's a little tag end sticking out the bottom there. I want to shorten that bottom side. Because that tag end, it can kind of get your line stuck on it. You see how short it is now? Sorry, you can't really see. That's much, 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 much better. Tighten it down a little bit. Boom. That looks perfect to me. Now we got to go ahead and crimp it, everybody. So, here we are. We have our wire, our swivel, our loop, and our crimp. And this part can be difficult to show you guys because I got my crimpers. And let me see if I can't line this up just right. I kind of got to get it up on my leg here. Get that out of the way. And you can see how there's a size where it just kind of fits right into. And you want to center it. That's really just an important part, is you want it to be centered on that crimper. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but you don't want it to be really close to one of the ends where it's going to pinch one end and leave the other side unpinched. So here we go. I'll hit it one time. Oh yeah. Give it the business. Doing my best to give you guys the angle on it. So now you can see what this looks like. Right there. You see the ends flare out a little bit. That's what you want. But I'm not even quite done. I like to give it a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit more. So I'll go again with my crimpers here. That first time I hit them with like the third smallest size there. I'm going to hit it with the second smallest size this time. Sorry. First time I hit it with the third smallest size. This time I'm going to hit it with the second smallest. And I'm not going to close it all the way. I'm just going to give it a little bit more force. A little bit more pressure. Because you can over crimp your crimps too. How's that going? Trying to show you exactly how. It's a little awkward, but boom, like that. And I'm not even going to close them all the way. That is it. I'm done. Lift it back up. And I trust that connection against anything. Come on, big fish. Pull me. Pull me, big fish. I trust that connection too. That wire twisted around there. Haywire twist. And you better believe I trust that connection too. Another one on the other side where this hook is. So we're basically almost there, everybody. We're almost there. We're real close. But before I get us there, zoom us out, autofocus back on, and let me catch up with y'all in chat. Basically, all we have to do is put a swivel on the other side of that 400-pound line, and we will be on line. Get your crimp on there. Get your swivel on there. This is what's going to be attached to the main line. So here we go. Fold it on over. Get it in there. Make sure you're keeping that back end nice and short. You don't want there to be a lot of line poking out on the other side of your crimp. Shorten down our loop a little bit. That right there looks pretty good to me. We can get our crimpers. Let's do it. Here they are. Grab our crimpers. I usually, I have to hold this with one hand. I use my hip or my knee to kind of get things going here. Put it in the third smallest thing there. You want it to be centered pretty well. More or less, that looks pretty good to me. I'm not messing with the zoom or the focus this time, so it might be a little bit out of focus, but there you go. Give it a full crimp right there. That's all it takes. Open it up. And then, that might be good enough, to be honest. That might be good enough. But just to be safe, I like to give it a little bit more. Put it on the next smallest size right there. Boom. And then I don't even close it all the way. I just give it a little bit of pressure. That's it. That's it right there. That's the one. Ready to get attached to our shark rod? And to bring in the big one, people. To bring in the big one. Yo, is that another one? Mungo Dark Matter. Let's go. Thank you so much. All y'all new viewers coming through, dropping support on it. Wanting to come back some other time when we're actually using these rigs in real life. Maybe we should go ahead and watch one of our own shark fishing videos right now. We've been catching a lot of bull sharks. So yeah, here I go. This is how I kind of finish it off. You just want to wrap it up in a size. Basically, the size of my coils are based on the size of the bag that I want to put this in. I'm going to end up putting this in a Ziploc. I have a whole bunch of little cheap Ziplocs just to keep you want to keep your things dry, especially when you're around salt water. When you have all these rigs, you take the time to make them in advance. You don't want them to get messed up before you even use them. So here we go, like that. Get the wire in there. And then, basically, without kinking the wire, you just want to keep on passing your hook through your loop. You do it once. You do it twice. You do it over and over again. And it's just going to tighten up your whole rig here. Prevent it from falling apart. And that's it. That's it. Ready to go.